What's up, Bills Mafia? The Buffalo Bills are leaving no stone unturned in their quest to finally bring a Lombardi trophy home to Western New York. From smart additions on offense to major upgrades on defense, the front office has done a stellar job positioning the team for another deep playoff run. But as training camp draws near, one issue still looms large, and it's a conversation we can't avoid any longer: James Cook's contract situation. We're going to break it all down for you: the money, the pressure, and the reality that Buffalo can't hide anymore. But before we dive in, do us a solid. Smash that like button, subscribe to Buffalo Beat News, and ring that bell so you never miss a real deal update on your Bills. Let's talk facts, not fluff. Let's give credit where it's due. The Bills have made a lot of smart moves this offseason, added wideouts like Joshua Palmer and Elijah Moore to give Josh Allen more options, shored up the defense with guys like Joey Bosa, locked in stars with well-deserved contract extensions. Everything's been about continuity, keeping the core together, maintaining chemistry, and pushing one step further than last year's painful AFC Championship loss. But there's still unfinished business, and it's written in bold letters across the top of the to-do list: James Cook. James Cook wants to get paid. And to be fair, he's earned the right to ask. 1,009 rushing yards, a league-leading 16 touchdowns, critical playoff performances, rapid development into one of Buffalo's most explosive weapons, according to Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox. Cook is viewed internally as a long-term piece, and yes, he showed up to mandatory minicamp despite not having a new deal. Respect, but here's the harsh truth: he reportedly wants $15 million per year. That puts him in the same bracket as Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, and Derrick Henry. And you know what the Bills currently have in cap space? Just $100,000, according to Over the Cap. That's not even enough to sign a kicker off the street. So unless Brandon Beane is ready to start restructuring contracts or making surprise cuts, the money just isn't there right now. And that's a reality the franchise can't hide, no matter how good Cook is. Let's be honest, Buffalo isn't trying to insult Cook, but this is about balancing talent, production, and cap management. Even with Cook's breakout, the Bills know a few things. He's not a three-down back yet. Cook played less than 50% of offensive snaps in 2024. He's limited in pass protection, which is dangerous when you're protecting Josh Allen from blitz-heavy defenses. He's still inconsistent as a receiver, with drops and missed opportunities, holding him back from becoming elite. In short, the Bills love Cook, but they don't love him at $15 million. So here's what they'll likely do: let him play out the final year of his rookie contract, evaluate his growth as a complete back, revisit negotiations next offseason. It's a smart, calculated move, but it doesn't come without risks. Right now, Cook is showing up, participating, and being a professional, but we all know things can shift fast once the season starts. What if he suffers a minor injury and doesn't want to risk playing without a deal? His agent starts turning up the pressure publicly. The Bills' offense starts to depend on him more than ever. The Bills could find themselves backed into a corner, and that's a dangerous place to be when you're chasing a Super Bowl. While all the focus is on Cook's money, we've got to shout out a completely different storyline that might be one of the smartest under-the-radar moves Buffalo has made: offensive tackle Alec Anderson. According to ESPN's Bill Barnwell, Anderson is the best luxury player in the entire NFL. What does that mean? It means this guy, a backup, is so valuable in specific packages that he's changed the way Buffalo runs its offense. Joe Brady used 6 linemen on 1st and 10 more than any other team in the league, 93 times last year. That's more than double what any other offense attempted, and Anderson was at the center of it, blowing open lanes for Josh Allen and protecting him during key run-pass option plays. He didn't start many games, but his value in short yardage and red zone scenarios can't be overstated. In a season where every inch counts, guys like Anderson make the difference. And with Buffalo building an identity of toughness and smart scheming, these types of players will be key to the 2025 title push. Let's rewind for a second. Josh Allen had a monster year in 2024, threw for over 500 yards, accounted for 41 total touchdowns, held the Bills to a 13-4 record in a 5th straight AFC East crown, took home NFL MVP honors. But when Sports Illustrated's Liam McKeon caught up with him, Allen made one thing very clear: "I don't play too much into winning MVP," Allen said. "It's a great honor, but I still didn't win a Super Bowl, didn't win a ring. That is the only goal. That right there is why Josh Allen is beloved by this city. He doesn't want a trophy for himself. He wants the one that counts for Buffalo. You know who's standing in the way. Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs, again. The Bills lost 30-29 to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in last year's AFC Championship. That's now for straight playoff losses to KC, and here's the killer stat. 3 of those losses were by 6 points or fewer. We're talking razor-thin margins between glory and heartbreak. Buffalo's been right there, knocking on the door. But Allen knows knocking isn't enough anymore. In his own words, the one positive about winning an MVP is it means your team is in good position. You're making the playoffs, playing well, and doing whatever you can to help your team win. That's leadership. That's urgency. That's hunger. Now here's where it gets really spicy. On an episode of the Check the Mitt podcast, NFL analyst Sam Monson dropped a take that had jaws dropping across the league. Josh Allen has surpassed Patrick Mahomes as the league's top passer. Let's break that down. Over the last 2 seasons, Allen has thrown 57 touchdowns. With a 73.5 QBR, Mahomes has tossed 53 TDs. With a 65.4 QBR on paper, Allen's been more efficient, more productive, and more dynamic. But Mahomes has 3 Super Bowl rings. Allen, still searching. The talent's undeniable. The stats support it, but if Allen wants to take the crown, there's only one way to do it: beat Mahomes. In January, let's fast forward to this upcoming season. The Bills have retooled their offense with new weapons: Joshua Palmer, Elijah Moore, and a breakout candidate in Keon Coleman. They've also reloaded on defense with the likes of Joey Bosa and promising rookies. The pieces are in place, but it all hinges on Josh Allen. He's 29. He's in his prime, and he's got one mission on his mind: a ring. Forget MVP repeat. He wants Lombardi. And the way he's talking, the way he's training, and the way this team is responding, you can feel something building in Orchard Park. All right, Bills Mafia. Here's the bottom line. James Cook wants his money. The Bills don't have the cap space. A waiting game is playing out, and it could define the season. And while we're watching that unfold, players like Alec Anderson are proving that you don't need headlines to make a huge impact. This roster is loaded with potential, but it's the way management handles these pressure points that will determine whether this team finally breaks through. Now it's your turn. Should the Bills pay James Cook what he's asking? Do you trust the front office to manage the cap and still keep winning? And who's your under-the-radar player for 2025? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Buffalo Beat News, turn on notifications so you never miss the news that matters most. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Bills!